How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about the FBI finally arresting Ghislaine Maxwell on a 6-count federal indictment. And if you want to see the indictment for yourself, I'll place that in the description box below. You can see it in full black and white with no spin, none of that stuff, just on a non-biased, neutral website. Now, this indictment has charges that are related to what she did with Jeffrey Epstein. We all know who that is. He famously so-called killed himself while he was in federal custody. You know, it was all kind of things that went wrong. The cameras weren't working. The guards were asleep, online shopping, all this, that, and the third. So however he died, he's dead, but he was in jail to face a penalty for his crimes that he committed. Jeffrey Epstein was a pedophile, part of a pedophile ring. He was flying girls, maybe even boys, too, underage, of course, to this private island he had off of the coast of the U.S. And he would fly people on this plane called the Lolita Express. Now, there were plenty of high-powered people that went to the island that knew Ghislaine Maxwell, that knew Jeffrey Epstein, people like Bill Clinton, people like Prince Andrew, you know, of the British royal family, that Prince Andrew. A lot of people were on this. Kevin Spacey was on the plane. A lot of guys were on the plane, and a lot of guys went to that island. I think Bill Clinton was on the plane like 26 times talking about, oh, we're taking trips to Africa. We're engaging in, I'm not trying to hear none of this. We're going to do charity in Africa. You were on that plane for a particular reason, Bill Clinton, Kevin Spacey, everybody else, but different story. I'll move on. My whole point is that Ghislaine Maxwell was involved with this, okay? Now, some may characterize her as Epstein's girlfriend, gal pal, whatever. What she was doing was recruiting girls to go on the trips to the private island for the purposes of sexually abusing them. Now, I don't know what her methods were to do this, but that's what she was doing. The indictment also alleges that she was participating in these sex acts with Jeffrey Epstein or whoever else was there, okay? I'm glad that she has been arrested because this whole thing kind of went dead after Epstein went dead, literally, okay? There was a lot of steam behind it because it's not just Epstein. Don't just get distracted with him and what he did to himself or didn't do to himself. Don't let that distract you. It's not just about Jeffrey Epstein. It's about this whole network of people. Epstein was a facilitator as well as Ghislaine Maxwell for other people. Okay, you're talking about heads of state, sultans, princes, presidents, all kind of people. So all of these people were involved and they are just as guilty as Ghislaine Maxwell, Jeffrey Epstein, Bill Clinton, allegedly, and everybody else. Now, she was hiding out in Connecticut in a $1 million estate, and I'll place that on the screen before you. She had crafted a very secretive LLC and purchased the home with $1 million cash back in December. Now, I don't know what she did over in Britain. She's described as British socialite. So what do you actually do to have $1 million cash to spend on the house? Where'd you get that money from? How do you make money? What do you really do for a living? I'm not really sure. Was part of your job, Ghislaine Maxwell, to go out there and recruit these underage girls for just Epstein or for more people? Because all we know of right now is she was recruiting girls or allegedly recruiting girls for Epstein. But what about Prince Andrew? Because Prince Andrew was very good friends with Ghislaine Maxwell. Like I said, she was a socialite over in Britain, very good friends with Prince Andrew. And the whole thing with Epstein caused Prince Andrew to have to, just get pretty much excommunicated from the royal family, all right? Because I think that they know that he did something wrong, something he shouldn't have been doing. Some of the victims allegedly have named Prince Andrew in this. So this arrest of Ghislaine Maxwell can go much further than just her. You're talking about the British royal family. They're already kind of fractured with the Meghan Markle kerfuffle, but now you got Prince Andrew involved. You got other heads of state. You're talking about royalty or big name people in France and other parts, Asia, everywhere else. You're talking about a global network finally starting to come down. It didn't just die with Epstein. Matter of fact, they were watching her when Epstein was in the penitentiary. Okay, this was last year when he got locked up. They probably watching her for a very long time. One thing about the feds, as I close, is that they want to build the case on you. So whatever they can do to get the strongest case against you, they're going to do that. So once you come in custody, you're not really going to get let out. They have a 98% conviction rate. So if you are Ghislaine Maxwell, you're not coming home anytime soon. The best you can do is snitch on somebody. and get somebody else in trouble, but that might just spell her doom. Actually, right now, she's in the same facility that Jeffrey Epstein was in. I think it was in MCC, Manhattan, the federal detention center. It's not a penitentiary because they're just in jail. They've not been convicted yet, but it's a federal holding center, basically. Kind of the federal equivalent of Rikers Island, basically, over in Manhattan. So she's there right now. I'm not really sure what cell she's in, but hopefully they have the cameras on her. They need a camera like in the cell that won't go out to really record what's going on, because there's so many, I guess you would call it conspiracy theories relating to Jeffrey Epstein, because we don't have enough evidence to prove one thing over the other. One autopsy says suicide, the other one says it was murder. You got some guys might be getting paid off, like the private guy. And by the way, the same pathologist that was hired by Jeffrey Epstein's brother that said that this was not suicide, it was a murder. That same guy was brought in for George Floyd, and the ruling from the medical examiner in Hennepin County was kind of overruled by him, talking about, oh, this was homicide. This was, asphyxiation on the knee, on the neck. So you're going to have a lot of that type of stuff going on if she actually passes away. Hopefully they put a camera in the cell, have guards that actually protect her so we can get to the bottom of it, because it's not even about her living. She can die, that's fine, I don't really care. Like, if they were to find her dead, I'd be like, oh, so sad. It's not even about her living, it's about what she knows. I want her to snitch. I want her to roll on other people, because this is about an entire network of this, child abuse, child sex trafficking. We got to get that eliminated ASAP. So I'm glad the federals have arrested her. Now let's go further. Let's get her locked up and everyone else as well, and put them under the penitentiary so we don't have these kinds of things happening anymore in society. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? Are you glad that Ghislaine Maxwell has been arrested? And that's your viewpoint. Let me know why in the comments below. Or do you think that she may be kind of the scapegoat, that there are many more that should be arrested that aren't being arrested, people that are kind of operating in plain sight? Now, I don't know who they would be. I'm not really deep into the knowledge of what's going on. I don't have all that information, but I'm sure there are more than Ghislaine Maxwell, okay? And one thing I can say is that I'm glad that this whole thing didn't die with Epstein, because that could have happened. He could have got killed. Then it was like, all right, we're going to stop investigating. No more. We're pretty much done. No. They're going to keep this whole thing going until we get to resolution, until we get to a stopping point where all of those that are involved with things like this get arrested and get put up under the penitentiary. Okay, that is what my actual wish would be. That's what my goal is, to get everyone involved up under the jail. Arresting Ghislaine Maxwell and possibly getting Prince Andrew and a bunch of other guys in trouble is a fantastic start for me. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.